Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome back to Formula Amateur, where today we are discussing my top 10 moments of 2025. These are in no particular order, which obviously makes not much sense, but these are the top, the points that stand out for me as what were the best things that happened in the whole season. And let's get into it, shall we? So the first best moment I want to talk about is Nico Hülkenberg's first podium in Silverstone. 239 races to get there was, an iconic, obviously it's a big number, it shouldn't have been so high, but the fact that he stuck around and still, waited it out until it finally happened because he knew that it will happen one day, and it did. It was just iconic. And then the reception of Bortoleto when he said how proud he is of Nico Hülkenberg, and Sauber's celebrations with all the other teams chipping in because they had a champagne that they weren't going to use anyway, so they gave it to Sauber because they didn't expect to have any success, so they didn't have any champagne. Hopefully they learned from that, and now as Audi they will have some in supply, but it was just so sweet of all the other teams to just be like, no, Nico, yeah, it's his first podium, and it's not just it's not just the success of Nico, it's not just the success of Sauber, it's the success of everyone, because Formula One has become this sort of family, and I feel like, celebrating one success, it should be celebrated by all. So I think that's just a wonderful thing that happened, and it brought a tear to my eye when it happened, honestly. And now on to a funny one, and in the second one would be the significantly funny radios. There were so many iconic ones, and I will just list some of them off for you. Must be the water first race, add it to the words of wisdom. Leclerc Jr. and Big Leclerc in Abu Dhabi, that was just, it's not the first time that both the Leclerc brothers were out there. Imagine what it would happen if the other Leclerc brother was there as well. It would be, would they go by others like usual Leclerc, Leclerc Jr., Leclerc Senior? Would the oldest one go by Prime? Who knows? And then Iwasa award situation, when they couldn't tell the difference between Iwasa and award, also in Abu Dhabi. Bottas versus Red Bull with two occasions, one with Tsunoda and one with Hadjar, where the person, the engineer, kept saying to both of them that Bottas is ahead, and everyone, including the commentators, and Mercedes and Bottas himself, were very concerned as to why is he being mentioned specifically. He hasn't driven all year, but all of a sudden he's on track apparently. He was so confused, and so were the drivers. And then have a tea break while you're at it. That was in Miami by Hamilton. I'll take the penalty. That was George Russell in Monaco when he crossed the chicane, when he was avoiding a hit with Albon. And then there was I would have said the knob is too stiff, but I don't think that's appropriate for TV. That was Oscar Piastri in Singapore. And I've got a McLaren up my behind. That was also George Russell. I believe that was in Mexico. I just think, there are obviously, I'm not giving them much justice, but they were just some of my favourite radios throughout the year, and I'm sure there are tons of others that I just couldn't think of at the time of noting them. The third moment would be Carlos's podiums and the power of sparkles. How could you not love this? The fact that the Williams team was able to turn this car around from what it was in 2024 to what it was in 2025, to get two podiums, to have two fabulous drivers who are equals, who managed to get a fan to name a unicorn, and then the fan asked if they could if Carlos could wear a sticker of the unicorn, and then Carlos said, yeah, if you design it for me, I will. And the very first race that he had Sparkles the unicorn on his helmet, he got third. He got his first podium in Williams, and he kept it on because it was just his good luck charm, and I hope he keeps it on for more seasons to come. And as well, the helmet that he had in Abu Dhabi in honor of Sparkles, for all that Sparkles managed to do for Carlos and the Williams team. Honestly, it's just an iconically sweet headline, and I cannot get enough of it, honestly. Now, the fourth moment has to be Oscar's run of form for the majority of the season. He led the season for such a long time, proving himself to be a worthy winner, showing a real growth over the 3 seasons that he's had in Formula 1 so far. It is a shame he couldn't keep it up the entire season, but longevity is seriously impressive, and I think he should be proud of that. And there surely is more to come next year if he can repeat what happened this year, all the success that he had, and perhaps he could be world champion of 2026. I don't doubt that he one day will be a world champion. He's got everything he needs there, so I believe that Oscar's run has to be one of the best moments because of just the determination and the complete focus that he had for that entire season. It was just amazing to see someone so clued in, and they don't have to have a Verstappen last name to do it. It's just wonderful to see. Of course, we also have to mention the actual world champion of 2025, who was Lando Norris, who had an upside down season for a lot of the time. He almost crashed into Oscar Piastri while also crashing himself out. He had an engine failure in Zandvoort, the double disqualification in Las Vegas, finishing 4th in Qatar, but he still managed to clinch on to, those are just the negative bits. The positives are he led the championship at the start. He lost it in Jeddah, but then he regained it in Mexico, winning 2 races in a row. Also winning, so he won Australia, Monaco, he won Silverstone, he won Austria, he won Mexico, Brazil, and I'm missing one more race, Hungary. To be able to win 7 races and be able to clinch the championship down to the wire. We were all worried that it will be a repeat of 2021 with it going down to the wire in Abu Dhabi, especially with Max Verstappen being involved in that again, but also the fact that he managed to beat Verstappen by 2 points. It's not much bigger of a margin, but it's still a margin of some sorts, and he managed to cling on to it, and he's a worthy champion. And now next year he is driving with the number 1 and Max is driving with the number 3. It's just, you have to be proud of him because he has managed to do so many amazing things, even though so many obstacles were thrown in his way. In number 6, which is a great number for him because that's actually his driver's number, it is Isaac Hadjar, proving himself. Red Bull was skeptical about bringing him into F1 because of his known anger and temper over the radio, but he managed to get a podium. He managed to have so many Q3 appearances. He finished quite high in the second tens of the second part of the championship, and he, for a rookie, his results speak for themselves. He is by far my rookie of the year this year. He has, it's one thing to have a great car, but it's another thing to be a midfield car and to achieve so much as he did in his first year. I think it just shows much more about him than we could ever say. He could be given a rocket ship and he would be just as amazing, obviously probably even more, but the fact that he was given a midfield car and to achieve so much, I always feel like midfield is such a slur, but I don't mean it in a way of a slur, but to, not to be in a Mercedes, a Ferrari, a McLaren, a Red Bull, to be in a Racing Bulls and to have so much success, I feel speaks of how successful the man is in himself. And let's hope that he continues this is when he is Max Verstappen's teammate in the new regs. Now, someone who has had a topsy-turvy season, but to the latter half or the latter quarter of the season has been much more of a successful story, has been Ollie Bearman. His charge in the last quarter after being a magnet for penalties, and I don't mean this in any bad way, but he did have quite a few penalties this year, with the crash in Silverstone in the pit lane, resulting in him again 4 points I think on his license or something. He turned it around and getting P4 in Mexico, beating for quite a long time Max Verstappen, and having the most point scoring positions for a Haas driver ever. It's very impressive, especially that he's in his rookie year, and hopefully this will only get better as time goes on. And now in number 8, it's Bortoleto. He managed to out-qualify Nico Hülkenberg 12-1 in a Sauber, which has its ups and downs, more downs than ups, but this year the team has been amazing. What they managed to do, they finished P9 in the championship for constructors, but still it is a very, one of them, they finished P19, the other one finished in the top 10. So I feel like it just, being able to out-qualify a teammate, even though he finished much higher up in the points, and be able to have so many point scoring positions, I feel like his points don't really show how much of a great driver he is. I feel like if we gave extra points for performance, he would have been definitely up in the top 10, because he has had an amazing season. He's had some blunders, especially with how stressful Brazil was, because it's his home crowd, it's his first ever race in Brazil. As a Formula 1 driver, his family's there, and he managed to win it twice. But I think there is more to him. There has to be something more to him if he managed to win back-to-back championships in F3 and F2, and then get in a position in F1. There's clearly something in him, and we are yet to see this, but I feel like we are very close to that, and I hope that Audi gives him the opportunity to show off more of his greatness and get him up the championship more and more, because he deserves more and more. My 9th moment of the year that was, in my opinion, the best was Lawson's post-Red Bull turnaround. Although it took a while for him to recover from the emotional damage that it caused, he still impressed. He recovered in a way to be a point scoring driver. He managed to do a complete 180 when he finally got back to his old self, where we should see him. And one of the races that stands out for me, for him specifically, has to be Baku. He held off so many people. He managed to be in the top 10 that race, and I think he did a great job defending to help Max keep his position as winning the race, even though there was nothing that was going to stop Max once he gets to P1. The person that can usually is Oscar Piastri, but he did crash out that race. But his ability to just recover and show that those 2 races in Red Bull do not define him as who he is. He is more. There is more to him than those 2 races that were, in a car that is not suited for anyone but Max. It never shines a good light on anyone. So let's hope that he just continues going from strength to strength in racing balls, and eventually get out of the Red Bull team if they are going to continue to be as mentally toxic to people as they are to everyone who isn't Max. But I hope to see him in another team one day, but I feel like the Red Bull chapter is closed. but he didn't get a good shot at it. But I do also feel that he was chucked into it way too early. There was much more to see from him than what we did see in those two brief races. And I think 2026 has to be much better for him after how much he has learned from how comfortable he can get in a car that is suited for a driver who isn't, a magician, because we can't expect everyone to be Max Verstappen. And the final moment in my top 10 is the Red Bull resurgence after Horner's departure. Horner leaving the team and introducing Laurent Mekies as team principal and CEO of the Red Bull Racing team in place of Horner has seemed to have clicked in the team positively in such a way that they were able to get the car to a much better way, the Verstappen car specifically, around to put him back into contention. And clearly the culture in the team improved significantly once the leadership figure has changed, and with Laurent Mekies it feels like the team works much better. It just feels more complete. It feels more competitive. Love them or hate them, they did recover in some way. True, only one car they managed to turn around, but it's still better than none, and it's still impressive to be able to do that, and to be able to get someone who is 104 points behind to being 2 points behind in the championship by the end of the season. It is an amazing feat. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Formula Amateur. Don't forget to check out my lovely colleagues on the Be The Change Media Network. I hope you have a lovely Christmas, and don't forget to check out Formula Amateur when it does come out. Announcement coming soon. And I hope you have a lovely Christmas and a lovely week, and I will see you next Saturday for the final episode of the year. Bye.